Good morning, everybody. I'm Eureka John, and you are at Eureka Street Crypto Hub, broadcasting live from Leander, Texas at 5:30 in the morning on October 28th, 2021. Yeah, this month is blowing by. It's already starting to feel kind of cold out at nighttime here. I mean, it's amazing weekend, amazing weather all weekend. I mean, I took my kids out to the skate park, and well, my wife was at a wedding, and I had the baby and took her to the skate park 2 days in a row. Um, so yeah, man, running solo dad all weekend and still getting it done. So this is my video blog. This is my crypto video blog, and every day I learn something new, and I try to make sure I talk about that something new on this show. I record myself raw, unedited, the good, the bad, the ugly, every single day to talk about crypto, so I can learn how to talk about crypto. I believe that when you read an article or you listen to a podcast, it's all great, you're learning something, but you don't really learn something until you have to talk about it. So this is my time to do that second part of the learning process, is trying to articulate things that I've heard. And it's a lot harder than you think, because you think you may know a concept, and then whenever you try to spout it out, then you either sound like a complete parrot, or you just don't sound good at all. You just sound like complete mush, like so yeah, yeah. Anyway, thanks for joining me, Liquidiate. Liquidiate is a fellow Bankless DAO member. He's in the chat. I'm broadcasting live on Float.app. Float.app is a brand new social media platform, decentralized on the IPFS network. And so it doesn't have to go through Amazon web servers and all that stuff. They're kind of like a cross between YouTube, Facebook, and Twitter. Amazing live video streaming platform, which is why I use it. So it's been working flawlessly for me. And where some of these others, Odyssey, Theta, YouTube, they've all had their issues in different ways or another. YouTube's is the big corp censorship issue. So, which I don't, ideologically don't agree with. So I don't want to use that platform if possible, even though I do post all my videos up there. Where was I? I lose my train of thought quite a bit when I do this, but that's okay. I'm not shilling anything. This is not financial advice. I'm not your teacher. I'm not creating instructional videos on here. I'm just talking about crap. All right. So, okay. So let's go on to the old CoinGecko here. I use CoinGecko. Some people choose to use CoinCodex, CoinPaprika, CoinMarketCap. There's some others out there, I'm sure. But CoinGecko is my preferred one of choice, and I put it on the dark mode because I'm dark like that. No, just because it's easier on the eyes when I'm late at night in my bed, and so I don't disturb my wife while I'm sitting there looking at crypto podcasts. So, all right. So, oh yeah, that's a good point. Liquidia says he doesn't receive notifications when I come online, even when you follow somebody. I think that would be a good thing to add to the Float app, is to maybe ask them to allow people to jump on your notification list or something whenever somebody goes to live stream. That is a really good idea. Yes. Okay. I'll tell them, and you can tell them and feedback, and then yeah, maybe if enough people do, then they'll do it. And they're actually pretty responsive. This is the beta. They'll be coming out with the actual live Float website very soon, along with the Float currency. And right now, though, it's Bitcoin compatible, which is cool. You can tip people in Bitcoin. They did it before Twitter did. Hey, what do you know about that, Twitter? So anyway, so CoinGecko is at $61,208.45. Ethereum's at $3,788.78. Binance Coin is at $469.76. Tether's $1. Cardano's $2.14. XRP $1.09. Why are you still up there? Solana $157.94. Polkadot $41.73. USDC stablecoin. The Doge, why are you still up there? 26 cents. And Terra Luna, you should be up there at $35.72. Uniswap 2552, Wrap Bitcoins, Wrap Bitcoin, Binance USD stablecoin, Litecoin 182.01, Shiba Inu, why are you still in the top 20? All these dog memes. Chain Avalanche 5464. I just did a video yesterday touching on Avalanche, and I'm actually a pretty big fan of Avalanche now that I've kind of seen some things that Avalanche can do. So, and then I think that a lot of these blockchains, these Ethereum killers, they're gonna have their purpose and their niches and stuff like that. There's gonna be no Ethereum killers. With the way the world is moving and the way Web 3.0 is coming out in this fourth industrial revolution, and everything's gonna be connected to IoT technology and AI. I think that we aren't going to have any Ethereum killers because all these Ethereum killers and Ethereum and every single DeFi platform will be just completely saturated with this avalanche of new users coming into the space. So you think about all the money in the world, and you think about crypto, this tiny little bit, just the people that know about crypto. Then that includes Bitcoin and Ethereum. It's this tiny little square. There's all the money in the world, including derivatives, stocks, property, gold, and all that stuff. And then within crypto, you have that tiny little square of people, of the crypto square, that know about DeFi right there. That little bit, And then so you have this tiny DeFi square, this bigger crypto square, and then this massive, gigantic money square. Then within that DeFi square, you have a tiny, tiny, tiny little speck of people that know about layer 2 solutions and alternative DeFi solutions, such as DeFi on Avalanche and stuff like that. And that's where you can find some real money. You find these little projects in beta. I mean, it's risky, and do not try this stuff as an amateur. But get in there and explore around, dig around on the bleeding edges of all this stuff and see what you can find. But you got to learn to swim in the bigger parts first. So anyway, all right. So let's see where Chainlink's at, 2582. Oh, let's see, anything else I want to look at today? Theta's at 586. Quant 294. Okay, so nothing like really stands out to me this morning. Kind of a boring Monday morning. I mean, Monday hasn't really kicked in yet because it's 5:30 in the morning here. So yeah. All right. I did want to talk about POAPs. A lot of times, whenever I'm interviewing people, I create a POAP for that show, and I did a streak of shows where I created POAPs for like about 10 POAPs for 10 episodes. That being said, I create POAPs like that. That was for episode number 8. Dude's holding a crypto kitty. That guy, he's some local dude that was there at my neighborhood bar back when I used to drink. And he was there every time. And you couldn't really understand him. He was speaking mumbling drunk Spanish. But he's a really good dude, and he was just there every single day. And so I took a photo of him. We celebrated his birthday one time. And anyway, I decided to use him for a POAP, so hopefully he's still alive because it's been a while. But that's a POAP, and it's proof of attendance. So if you are to visit something online, like listen to a podcast or listen to a Discord meeting or achieve something, go through some kind of course online, maybe say you've gone through the First Quest Academy and Bankless DAO. After you finish that, maybe you could get a POAP. That's not what they're doing, but if you go to the Bankless DAO community calls on Fridays, you can get a POAP for that and to show proof of attendance protocol, POAP. All right. So I was creating these for my episodes, and I would make people do screenshots. They would DM me a screenshot. I would go to POAP.xyz, mint these POAP NFTs because they're one of a kind. I would mint 100 of them and pass them out to people who had screenshotted that they had watched my episode. And it helped my show ratings, I guess, go up pretty significantly. The problem is I started receiving all these requests from people who obviously had not watched the show. They were just POAP farmers or POAP hunters. And they were a real pain in the butt. They were flooding my inbox. And Liquidity says he's uploading a POAP right now. So, okay, I will get into that because this is important because, yes, I can still do POAPs and certain people can who are whitelisted to do POAPs. But for the most part, that POAP service is shut down. And but anyway, this POAP NFT signifies that you have attended something and it is permanently on the blockchain, and this particular POAP's on xDai blockchain, but you can put this in your MetaMask wallet and think about the implications of this. You have, I don't know Liquidia's real name or, much about him except what he chooses to share with me, either in DMs or just in general. But as far as I know, Liquidia is an anon. And in a way, DAOs, a new form of employment, in a way, decentralized autonomous organizations are taking over LLCs. And people, it is kind of on a voluntary basis, but a lot of times you get paid in the currency of that DAO or in some cryptocurrency for your work there. The ethos of the bankless token, the bankless DAO, is to tip each other in bank tokens. But part of the POAPs is the proof of attendance, and once you have that in your wallet, and you have all these built up POAPs, it kind of becomes a weird sort of resume of sorts that shows that you're not some fly-by-night anon ID. That you have all these POAPs. Say, for instance, you have a Bankless DAO community call POAP from way back in May when the Bankless DAO first started up, and then you have those POAPs consistently since then. And say you go to another DAO and you are wanting to do some work in another DAO, and then all that you have to do is say, hey, man, look up my MetaMask address on xDai, and you will see all my POAPs, and you will see that I'm consistent, that I have been there with Bankless DAO since the Genesis, and that I've done X, Y, and Z. Or maybe you have the AV Guild POAPs, and you want to do audiovisual podcasting work for another DAO. And then I would be able to show them all my AV Guild meeting and podcast accelerator meeting POAPs, as sort of a resume without having to reveal my identity or anything about myself. So POAPs, that's just the tip of the iceberg of the use of POAPs. So POAPs have a huge use, but POAP hunters and POAP farmers, I don't know why they want these POAPs so bad, but they've caught on to the significance of POAPs, and some people just love them for their lovely designs, but I would get all these inquiries just DM'd, POAP, POPA. A lot of people can't even say the word POAP correctly. I'm like, okay, did you actually watch it? Let me see a proof of watching it. So some of them would send me a screenshot, but then they couldn't communicate with me in English or whatever. So I would just know that they have not watched the episode or understood what the hell I was talking about. And it was just complete. It was like a DOS attack. And what a DOS attack is a spamming of some kind of internet form, to where the system gets so many inquiries that it crashes and it breaks down. And so they found a way to kind of prevent that, by blocking certain IP addresses and all that stuff where these inquiries are coming from. But a DDoS attack is a distributed denial of service attack, in which all those inquiries come from tons and thousands of multiple locations, and all are targeted on one specific internet form in order to be able to crash a site. But anyway, something similar to that has been happening with the POAPs. So I got a letter from POAP.xyz, and let me turn off this, and I will go over here to my email, and I will read this email from POAP just to kind of explain to you what's going on. If you're receiving this email, you've created a POAP to distribute to people in your community at some point in the last 2 years. We're writing to share some exciting and important information. Hold on, let me zoom this out. I don't have a production team, so I got to do all this myself. Yeah, back in my day, we had to get up and change the channel on the TV. Yeah, I told my daughter the other day, we didn't get to just choose what we wanted to watch. She's like, oh, it must have been so boring when you were a kid, Dad. I'm like, yeah, it was terrible. We just had to go outside now. Anyway, I totally sound like a Gen Xer, don't I? Well, it's because I am. So my wife, she's a older millennial, but she's like, I can always tell you Gen X humors. Y'all are just all about potty humor. Ace Ventura came out with your generation. So I'm like, well, okay, yeah, I get it. Okay, so okay. All right. So if you're receiving this email, you've created a POAP to distribute to people in your community at some point in the last 2 years. We're writing to share some exciting and important information. When we started POAP, and let me show you this website too, just to give you context. All right. So POAP.xyz. Okay. Here's the website. POAP, the bookmarks of your life. Start using POAP and join us doing experiments nobody has done before. POAP enables a new way of keeping long-lasting records of life experiences. A POAP is a digital collectible created as an NFT, powered by the blockchain. And so you just go to this website and you upload your 500 by 500 PNG image. You could even create an animated PNG and then upload it. So POAP is a new way of keeping a reliable record of life experiences. Each time they take part on an event, POAP collectors get a unique badge that is supported by a cryptographic record. These badges are non-fungible tokens and open a whole new world of possibility. Why use POAP? POAP allows event organizers to better engage with their audiences by providing a customized experiences. POAPs not only offer special designs, but allow for a range of integrated services such as private chat rooms, raffles, and more. Didn't know that. Users can generate their own POAP collections to prove the places they've been to earn bragging rights. All right. How does it work? Organizers can create their own event on the POAP platforms to customize design and products they will offer attendees. Users should be on the lookout for QR codes in POAP-sponsored events in order to collect badges and participate in different activities. And then how can I contact to get involved? Okay. So you would go in here and you would create the POAP. And I could see this, like I was being like, if you have some kind of, to game some kind of program that you're doing, some kind of a academic program, and to show different levels, in order to achieve the next level, you have to have the POAP for the previous level and stuff like that. But anyway, let's go back to this letter. Yeah. Look what it says. His TV had a turn dial. Wow, man. Yeah. No station for turn dial for stations. No remote. Yep. Get up and turn the dial to get to watch Hee Haw. All right. So, with over 2 million POAPs minted today, over 400,000 wallets collecting POAPs, and thousands of events issuing POAPs every day, we consider that we've met this milestone of their 2018 objective was to build an Ethereum-based app that had organic adoption. And POAP has certainly had organic adoption. All right. Hundreds of issuers like you distribute POAPs to thousands of eager and enthusiastic collectors every month with their beloved and much awaited POAPs. Using POAPs to remember and shared events of the past has become a standard in the crypto native communities, and we can't be more proud, and you should be. Today, we are on a new mission. A lot has changed in the last 3 years. What started out as a project to foster adoption on Ethereum has evolved into a community with over 40 members of the team working on making POAP as successful full-time in some capacity. We are focused on building a universally accessible social protocol for the creation of NFTs out of people's life events, in addition to facilitating the adoption of Web3 technologies by mainstream audiences. We feel that POAP can bring something incredible and revolutionary to today's landscape. And I do believe that NFTs are bringing so many people into the crypto space without even intending to become those crypto people, So now the important information. And up until recently, we developed a POAP in a very experimental way, aiming to validate certain assumptions that we had about the market. This was necessary to make sure we were building something that you or our issuers love, but came at the expense of making difficult choices with regards to how we build the product. At this point, as we begin working with large brands and serving much larger communities, we need to revisit these decisions. On top of the somewhat smaller issues, UX debt, technical debt, various bugs, the amazing growth we've seen in the last months has brought it with some fairly serious threats to the trustworthiness of the system. Most of you have been familiar at one point with POAP farmers, individuals that seek to claim POAPs without attending the events they're issued for. Cheaters! Until recently, these have been mostly manual efforts by individuals working in a coordinated fashion. Yeah, and I can see how, I've tried to play friendly, but then I've seen people like duplicate certain Twitter accounts and just hit me really hard. However, in the past few weeks, we've seen DDoS-style attacks, like I described before, this distributed denial of service, attacks coming from all different places and attacking one single point and to try to crash a site on POAP websites and secrets. So DDoS style attacks on POAP websites and secrets, which claim all the POAPs using automated systems before true collectors can have a chance to. As a result, we've come to the difficult conclusion that until we've had the chance to substantially improve the security and reliability of the system, we need to establish limits on the protocol of the systems. So anyway, if you go to their Discord, I was whitelisted, and it allows some of the people who have been longtime POAP issuers like myself the chance to go in there and manually request a POAP for the POAP channel. However, in the spirit of trying to just like reel it back, pull it back while they figure out their stuff and give them a chance. I mean, they have enough people just like already bitching at them, being like, feeling entitled about why they can't get their POAP and stuff, and why they can't issue their POAP. I have some big event, some super important event, and they're bitching at them, and it sucks. I see it in the chat. So I've decided to reel back my requests and just kind of let them figure it out. But you can go in there and you manually fill in, what your event is, how many POAPs you need, and stuff like that. And they'll do it, I mean, they're doing it. But yeah, I want to give them a chance to figure things out. I mean, who does this? Who are these POAP farmers that want to destroy this in a DDoS style attack? I mean, it's just like, talking smack to a butterfly. It's like POAP is such a harmless. I don't. And what benefit? I mean, do these POAP farmers get from having a POAP for attending some kind of I don't know, like a talk about some esoteric ideology, like, and getting a POAP for that? I just don't get it. So anyway, that's that. So yeah, that's why I haven't been issuing POAPs lately. And then here, there's an update. Let's see here. Isabel. First, I'd like to thank everyone who has reached out with words of encouragement. Over the last few weeks at POAP have been in equal parts challenging and exciting. Your patience, enthusiasm, and support for the protocol in times like these has meant the world to everyone on our team. From the bottom of our hearts at POAP, thank you. A lot of you have reached out expressing concern around large events that are coming up, future restrictions on terms of service, the maintenance of custom migrations with a POAP protocol, consistent programming for your valued community members, and other equally critical issues. We want to know that we are sensitive to these issues, and we are doing our best to prioritize the well-being of everyone that was built on top of POAP. We aren't going to leave anyone behind. From the standpoint of operational concerns, the vast majority of the challenges we face today are a consequence of the scale of market of the issuers we are trying to serve and the level of education this market has about design development and delivery of POAPs to their collectors. After thinking about this for a long time, we've come to the conclusion that we will need to seriously pare back our mass market offering until we're able to offer a more secure, user-friendly, and reliable product. With the details of this are still somewhat fluid, this most likely takes the form of a 2-week hiatus on the use of POAP platform by new issuers. So they're not allowing any new issuers to do it. When we come back to serving the mass market in November, there will be a cap on the number of codes issuers can request, so you can't get like 50,000 POAPs, minted to you, as well as delivery methods available to issuers who aren't familiar with the platform. The good news is if you're reading these emails, these changes won't apply to you unilaterally. This isn't to say there won't be changes, but we want to ensure that everyone who's been using the protocol to give POAPs to their community to date is able to continue doing so with as little disruption as possible. So yeah, here's then you go to these links and you have to jump through the little bit of hoops in order to mint your POAP. So yeah, I mean, I'm totally sympathetic to POAP on this. POAP has organically grown, and then now large companies and corporations want to get in the POAP game. They had zero idea that it would need to scale up this fast in this type of way. And then with POAPs kind of becoming oddly an essential part of digital IDs, it's it's kind of crazy. So anyway, I've been going on 25 minutes. I just wanted to do this POAP episode. I've been putting it off doing other stuff because this is like about a week old news now, but I kind of wanted to update you guys on why I was not doing POAPs. And Yeah, I think I pretty much explained it. So, but POAPs are great. I love making them because it gives me an excuse to be artistic. You know, I love creating graphics and projects. I paint these little daily Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday things that you see on my show with my kids. And I just whenever I go to Target or Michael's or whatever, Potter or whatever. What is it? Hobby Lobby. I call it Hobby Lobby. I take my kids there and we get canvases and paint, and then in my garage, whenever we are bored, we just bust out the paints and canvas, and so that's what we do. So every single little thing you see here daily that tells the day of the week, that is something painted by me and my kids. And maybe I'll make an NFT of them one day. I actually do have a couple NFTs on OpenSeas as I was experimenting with the platform. They're for sale for some ungodly amount. So obviously I'm not trying to shield my NFTs on you guys. All right. Okay, I think that's it for the day. I'm going to get on my commute and, get on down, hit the grind, make that GDP, get on my commute, try not to get road rage. All right. I will talk to you guys tomorrow. Later.